Hi, in this video I want to talk about something that I found on the internet, and it's all about narcissists and all about people that want to use and abuse you. And I stumbled across this person called Face It, and yeah, I find her sites to be interesting and really informative. But the one topic this young woman actually discussed was the attraction to darkness. And I commented I had to. I love psychology. And I put down this long message, and afterwards I actually thought that I'd love to do a piece on my own channel. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't educate people on narcissists, but I'm just gonna cover the attraction to darkness, and one of the questions which was asked to her was the lightness attract to darkness, or was the darkness attract to the lightness in other people? The answer could be plain and simply both. Or this is my take, because I used to associate darkness to bad boys, bad girls, where they tend to do all these things like take drugs, go on benders. I think especially with the media these days portraying darkness in characters that you see on the telly, they have the attitudes, wear the leather, the motorbikes, everything. So I think over time it's been advertised to us, these are the people with the most interesting lives. Like there's secrets to uncover, and the psychology that goes with living in that lifestyle. The main attraction to the dark side is that they are trouble, and we know it. And we are the one who experiment with it, because there's the high energy, the charisma, everything that comes into it. Or we want to fix it. We want to fix this person and help it. Once we learn that they have problems, we want to help them. We want to bring the darkness into the light. And if you hear that they've had a terrible upbringing, that they've had a sad life, you're instantly what happens is, well, for me at least, or empaths or naturally kind people, I find I'm instantly attracted to them. And for me, because I'm interested in helping and learning about people and psychology, it's all, what's the word, it's all interesting for me, and I'm curious. I want to figure this person out. It's terrible, but that is how I tend to, or have worked. It's how I work at times. And I mean, I've had some shitty things happen to me personally, but I don't know what it's like to have an abusive father. I know what it's like to be emotionally and psychology abused, and I know what loneliness does to a person. But I've had this attraction to people who have come from broken homes and been abused, or young offenders, children in care homes. I'm interested in what has happened to them to bring them to this point today. And I think for a lot of people that want to help, or I think there's that attraction where light attracts dark, and I think that's true for me. I find these sorts of things fascinating. If there's a new film on Netflix, I'm the first person to literally watch something like this. And I think what it is, it's about something about the unknown, because it's mysterious. So therefore lies my attraction in trying to figure them out and perhaps offer help if they want or need it. Because when you have a curious mind, these are the things you want to do. However, darkness covers a whole range of people. It's not just bad people and narcissists and sociopaths. Darkness can come in the form of anxiety, depression. And this is a darkness of the mind. And because of this, I actually want to tell a story. Okay, I was friends with this girl. She was actually in her 30s, and I was attracted to her because there was something about her. I was reading from her body language. This girl seemed shut off, distant, and used to smoke a lot. And bearing in mind I used to be a smoker, I was like, I think this girl is lonely. I know loneliness, it's, you know, that's that instinct, and I wanted to be a friend, and that's how our friendship kicked off. Well, I heard from her mom to my mom, she had problems. Immediately, to me, she became the best thing since sliced bread, and I wanted to be a friend because she had problems. I think it's because I relate and I know what it's like to be sad, depressed, lonely. Well, the friendship at first was good. It was really good. But I quickly realised she could get very nasty, and very often too. And I, being me, just wanting to help, I did not have the skills or tool sets to help her, and I did feel really out of my depth with her. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, I realized what a bitch she was when I said something I was not going to do. I even reasoned with her, like I could not go out whilst my dad was cooking the Sunday dinner, and no, don't talk badly about my boyfriend. Simple things, but she'd get angry. I'm thinking, well, I can't do anything about this. You need to calm down. But she'd get really angry. She'd be saying all kinds of unkind things to me. Because why? Why? Just think about that. I was telling her what I was not going to do. Controlling personality. Nasty, aggressive, passive aggressive person this girl actually was. If I'd set a boundary not to do something, she'd do it more and more, push it just that bit more. There was no limit as to what this girl would say to me. There was comments about my weight, comments about my stammering. I feel myself getting worked up, being angrier and angrier, to the point where I want to throw the phone at the wall. I had to talk to my mum, and listen to this. I was advised by my mum, who spoke to her mom, to cut her out of my life and get on with it. And these were things I was specifically told. Don't get sending her that birthday card that I went out and bought for her, because it was something on the front of it I knew this girl would like. Don't text her again, don't message her, don't call her. And I'm thinking, Wow, these are all these things what not to do. Now, if you think about it, narcissists, it's that, I think it's, yeah, it's when they hoover you, this girl never did, but this is what to do to cut a person out of your life. And I'm like, wow, wow. And after I'd done this, because I was all on my own, I missed her companionship. I'd be literally uptown going in shops. She loved this. Oh my God, she definitely loved this. She liked unusual things like owls, like earrings and jewelry, and I'm thinking, oh, I really want to buy this, but a little voice in the back of my head told me, don't waste your money. To be honest, I don't think we actually went out together. I was just happy to have her to my flat. This was when I moved out of my parents, and she would want me to bring me out of the flat. And I think at the time I might have been overweight, and I don't know what it is, but I think when you are overweight, I think you can get a bit depressive, like you don't want to go out, you don't want to do anything. And I think that's where I was at emotionally, but I can be quite stubborn personally, and she wasn't really getting anywhere with it. However, this girl would remind me all the time my parents are controlling, that they won't let me do this, let me do that, you know, like go to Birmingham, go out places, explore. And these are things that she loved to do, and I had no issue with her doing these things, but I was more the stay at home, not go out of my comfort person. Well, let's just put it this way. We had lots of arguments. And one time she was extremely upset. This was when we'd broken up. We'd not been friends for a while, and then we got back together, and this time she was upset, but I felt I couldn't console her. Why? Because of what she was saying between her and her partner. It was awful. The things both of them said to each other were below the belt. They both suffered with depression. He even punched a hole in her bedroom wall because the both of them would get so worked up. He probably thought he was going to hit her because of this girl when she gets going. And she would phone me in floods of tears saying it was over. It had ended. no going back. And then as she's telling me, you know, all these messages on her phone, she was telling me what he'd put to her, and to be perfectly honest, they were terrible. So I'm highly reactive, and I'm getting sucked in to her drama emotionally and mentally. And when I agreed he sounded horrible, she'd quickly get on the bandwagon, quickly telling me, don't you dare talk about him like that. And I was just trying to be a mate to her. So I felt I was going on this roller coaster, and the next thing I know is they're fine, they're back together, and then the same cycle would happen again. It was exhausting, mentally, physically, and emotionally for me. And if that's how I felt, that was her life. And then things would end once more, and the same thing would happen. He's an ass, I hate him, this is what he's said to me. So my head would be spinning. Her mom would tell my mom, she'd spent hours crying in her bedroom, and for me, that's not normal. But I can't knock her completely. I have personally been through some things too, and I did go down a dark path in my life, so I've been down that rabbit hole, and I know what is down there. The only difference is I never want to go back. Her arms, this girl, will be covered in scars where she'd slash them. This is how deep her depression went, way out of my depth. But I felt that I didn't want to leave her, and when people tell me that they like being in, let's put it this way, when people assume that people in this darkness, that they actually like it, I don't think they really do. On their own, in pain, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. But it is what they know. Sometimes it is what they were brought up in, raised in, and they've had like struggles with envy, jealousy. These are things that wouldn't even enter my head. But have we stopped to think why we are attracted? Guess why? This help that we think that we can. But why do we want to help them? Well, we see them as people to be rescued, and we think I'm gonna be that one person who is gonna take you out of it. These people in darkness. They aren't going to be the hero of their own stories, and they find the light in us to be appealing, because it's us that can sympathize, make them laugh, listen to them. Therefore, we are attracted to the role of the hero, the savior. We will tell them what to do, how to help them problem solve. And it's frustrating for us because we can see them sinking. But guess what? They don't want help. What at their core, what they want is that validation from others, to hear that yes, you have had a tough life, your dad used to hit you, your mom walked out on you. I can't even imagine what that is like, you know. I mean, how could you cope? They like to talk like that, and they have had probably a difficult upbringing, but talking about the past keeps them in the past. And when people do that, they don't want to be told how to change, how to fix their emotions. Well, what they have are emotional scars, things that they've never been able to say. That is the reason, and it is easier for us to say they want to wallow in self-pity because we don't understand. But they take themselves off to be alone. They take themselves off because they don't feel happy being in amongst the other people who are healthy and happy. Yes, they can come out of this darkness and play and, you know, join in for a bit, but they retreat back in this darkness because it is what they know. It feels familiar to them, and they like being around like-minded people who share their same thoughts. You, the hero who wants to come in, sweep them off their feet, tell them what to do, they don't like that. When I did that, I was told, you don't understand. And I remember thinking, yes, I do. I really do. But you need to do something about your life. But usually what some people do, is experience their emotions at a deep level. They don't want to be told they're overreacting or get a grip. They go down this rabbit hole that most of us are uncomfortable going down. And this is how they drag you into this hole with them. And the people that go away because they know that this is unhealthy and do the healing and self work, they get better. But that dark person feels they have yet again been abandoned, that yet somebody else has left. I think that is what they fear, abandonment, because somewhere in their past their dad walked out or their mom died or something like that, so they fear it. The only time I got on with this girl was when I did research into depression, and all of a sudden there was a list of do's and don'ts to say to a person who suffers with depression or anxiety, like, don't say snap out of it, because they can't. They don't want to be told how to live their life. We are trying to prop them up. It's like telling a bird to swim, and you can do it. Come on, bring them closer to the edge, and they get scared, fly off to what they know, to how they have lived their lives. We are kind people, okay? And real kind people who want to help others, we are attracted to jobs like doctors, nurses, teachers, you name a profession where it calls for a caring, kind, warm-hearted person to do it, or they wouldn't be in it. And then one day, by miracle, this person comes into your life or your workplace. They are either aloof and a bit distant and be all mysterious, because this mystery invites curious minds, or the opposite, they can be completely charismatic and draw people to them, because this is their energy when it's up and switched on, and you go away thinking you want to be their best mate. This term that gets thrown out there, it might apply to some people, but codependents are linked to mysterious, even dangerous, toxic people. But guess what? These people have a light in them, and they are the brightest people. They shine their own light to be who they are. They are authentic, natural helpers with a lot of love to give to the right person. But these are the people that narcissistic people try to reprogram them minds, and they try and alter their version of reality. It's scary. Of course, that would be a completely different video, because now we really are getting dark. But really darkened people have learned narcissistic behaviors from their caregivers and or dysfunctional families. I'm always told, thank God you've come from a loving, functional family where your parents are together and they care about you, and you don't know what it's like to be abused. Well, I don't know what it's like to physically be abused, but I have my own perspective of my own parents, and that brings me why I'm attracted to this darkness. But say you are talking to this person about their life and you hit upon a trauma or a sensitive area, you'll know when you've gone too deep and it's too painful for them to even talk about. And you have to respect their need for privacy. If you actually like this person, want to have any kind of relationship with this person doesn't have to have narcissistic tendencies. If this is a friend of yours who is depressed, if you push them to open up, they'll move all the way over here. If you go, I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk, give me a call. What they are hearing is that you care in leaps and bounds. Chances are they are probably never going to tell you that part that is too painful, but at least they know they have a friend in you. However, if you have found a really toxic, narcissistic, unhealthy person, you need to find a support group that knows exactly what they are talking about and work on yourself, because as alluring as you find this person, was your heart really worth all that pain?